Hey, my friends, it's Patrick Allman from StopDoingNothing.com. Glad to see you. Time for another weekly video and podcast to help you become successful faster, to help you learn from my issues, and just to basically kick you in the butt every single week and make sure you are making progress toward your goals in life, towards your dreams, and just doing that thing that really juices you and jazzes you in the morning. Why do I do these videos? Because I write and I get a lot of contributions actually from different people over on StopDoingNothing.com that use a lot of life lessons to basically teach all of us how to do things better. I think most education out there when it comes to how to run a better life or better business is kind of BS, and I try to push the limits and to basically take what has really worked, which a lot of times you don't find in textbooks, and get that to you in podcast or video form. And by the way, if you're listening to one, we have the other. And just make sure that you really know what it takes to succeed faster based on real world experience, not based on textbooks. Most of the people I know that have done amazing things in their lives have done it through trial and error and have some great lessons out of it. And most of them did not learn stuff in textbooks. They threw themselves out there. They were thrown in the deep end of the pool when it came to business, or they had to do something on a personal level. It was a life or death situation, and textbooks didn't help. Real world experience, learning from other people helped. And that's what I'm trying to bring to you, is my real world experience and the real world experience of other people. If you have any questions, by the way, it's important to know that I'm getting text messages now for the show, and I want you to write down this number, 405-251-2022, and I'll put that on the screen if I remember in post, 405-251-2022. Send me any question about life or business, and if I don't have the answer, I will find someone that has the answer, and I will get that for you. This is a weekly video series. So last week we talked about, if I were starting over again. And that video was up on YouTube and Facebook, is to some of the things I would do in my business at the Focus Digital Marketing Agency were I to start over again. If I got in my DeLorean, hop back 17 some odd years to that November where I quit the black and yellow car rental company, whose name I shall not mention. I think it was black and yellow. That's right. The bumblebee colors. If I had to go back to that very first day when I went on my very first business trip and my very first consulting gig, what would I do differently? So if you haven't had a chance, go back and watch that video and pick up some lessons for that. What are we going to talk about this week? Well, I thought this week we would talk about expediting the success process. And what I mean is a lot of people take several years to become successful in a certain thing. There are things that I've taken, maybe a couple of decades to become successful in, but there are also things which I've learned how to accelerate my success. So how do I achieve that personal or business success, and sometimes fitness success, especially in my case? How do I achieve that faster? How do I, 10x not only the size of it, but the speed of it? A lot of people out there are going to watch videos like this or watch any of the other motivational or business people out there and think that those guys just, went from, they opened up a business one day and 6 months later they were banking $1 million. That's possible. There are overnight success stories, but most of them are not overnight success stories. Most of them take years and sometimes decades to get right. I think I have some things that are going to help you expedite that process and basically help bring your focus in a little bit to know some of the things you need to do on a personal level to make this success process go faster. Now, be warned, a lot of this stuff is mindset and psychology based, and I am not a licensed doctor by any stretch of the imagination. However, I am learning better how to train my mind, how to keep control of my mind. And the mind is the ultimate tool when it comes to all kinds of success. Whether it's my public speaking business or my consulting business or doing these videos or just doing other kinds of things for you, it all starts up here in the noggin, and everything else, once you fix this, everything else falls in the line. So let's cover some things I've written out that I think are going to help you succeed faster and help you get someone through those speed bumps, okay? The first one is probably somewhat of a cliche, and you've heard it before. If you haven't, then welcome to this cliche. This is my spin on it. to hang around people that are doing better than you. Hang around people that are doing better than you. I think the actual saying is, hang around, you are the average of the 5 people you hang around the most. And it sometimes seems cliche and cheesy, but heck, if that darn thing isn't true. I have learned to network with people that are like a level or 2 level or 3 levels, whatever I call a level above me, and it's just really accelerated my progress and my growth. And I have a very specific example. Let's talk about fitness. As you may have watched my other videos or see me in the stuff I post online on Instagram or Facebook or Twitter, I'm big time into fitness. I just love taking care of my body. It's important for my body to be in good shape because then that takes care of my mind, and then everything else falls in place. Recently, I've been having some challenges in my fitness goals. I'm a big guy, I'm a strong guy, that's never a problem, but that's not necessarily always fit. I couldn't run a marathon if I tried to. I tried to do one of those mud runs recently, and that actually didn't work out too well for me. So I wasn't making the progress I did. And, was I going to the gym? So was I surrounding myself with people better than me? You can kind of say I was, maybe kind of say I wasn't, but that doesn't really matter. I wasn't making the progress that I wanted to. So what I did is I changed up my mindset on that. I decided to go to some place where I knew people were fit, and I knew people were willing to share that information, and also kind of embed myself more in that environment of people that were willing to share that. And so, I drank the Kool-Aid and I joined CrossFit. And you're going to see me talking about it online. I'm not being one of those obnoxious guys, but I'm making great progress. And the people there are just doing amazing things. And shout out to Josh and Tyler and everybody over at Get a Grip here in Oklahoma City for pushing me and making me better. But when you go there, you're embedded in that environment around people that are doing amazing things with their body. They're competing at such a high level, and I have such a huge admiration for those people. So surround yourself with people that are a level above you. It could be income level. If you're making 20 grand a year, find someone who's making 50 grand a year and see how they manage their money and how they got to that level. If you're at someone who's making 50 grand a year, find the person that's at 100 grand or 150 or 200 grand. And at that level, you're looking for, at that point, $500,000, people making $500,000 to $1 million a year. And I know it seems ridiculous, and it may seem somewhat intimidating to call up somebody or email someone and say, hey, I want to hang around you and your peers. But you're going to hit some bad apples. But what you're going to hit more often than not is you're going to hit some people that are going to say, you know what, I was in your position once, and I would gladly share my knowledge and my information with you. I know they may seem like they're unapproachable. Let's say somebody's a millionaire, and it just seems, oh my goodness, the millionaire will never take my phone calls. Well, you know what? Try. At least try. Excuse me, I'm getting ready to sneeze. At least try to talk to that person and see if they'd be willing to share their information with you. So again, hang around someone. Hold on just a second. Ooh, there's a sneeze coming. Okay, maybe that'll be the one and only, because I usually normally go into a sneezing fit. Sorry about that. So again, you're going to hang around people that are a level above you, and possibly sometimes even find a mentor in that area. Something else that you could do to kind of accelerate your success is, oh goodness gracious, I'm sorry for that. Hey, gonna keep the camera rolling. Is to commit to one thing for a while. A lot of people that I've run into that want to start a business like I've done, or do public speaking like I've done. Oh goodness. Oh, excuse me. You talk to them and say, what are you doing? Well, I'm working on this and I'm working on this and I've got this going, and but I'm going to pause this one thing and start this other thing. They've got 10 things going and they're not completing any of them. And you know what? I am guilty of this sometimes also. However, what I've learned, excuse me, what I've learned is that when I narrow those things down, when I start getting rid of things off my plate and I commit to working on one thing for a while, that one thing not only gets done better, it gets done faster. If I have a couple of book ideas, and I do actually, and if I focus on one book for a while, I can get a lot written in that book. So commit to one thing for a while, quit trying to multitask when it comes to successful things. Oftentimes you see this in business owners. They're like, oh, I've got this business idea and this business idea, and I want to do Etsy, I want to do MLM, and I want to do this, and I want to start a boat racing business, and I want to start a consulting business. Stop trying to start 10 businesses. Stop trying to run 10 businesses. Pick a single business, get damn good at it, and focus on that and growing that and becoming the expert in that rather than trying to split yourself 10 different ways. Along those same lines, I would say something that really helps me out and gets me a little bit focused is actually becoming antisocial for a while. We are social creatures by nature, and we like to socialize. I like to go with my friends, hang out, go do fun activities, maybe have a drink here or there, go play video games, just go sit around on the back porch and jabber. But that's time that I could be using to doing other things that I am kind of behind on. And so it's really hard when someone says, hey, Patrick, come on over to the porch and hang out for a few hours, we'll have some drinks, we'll shoot some pool, we'll play some darts, we'll do this, and everything's free, we'll pay for everything. When you get that kind of invitation, it's really hard to turn that down. I mean, free hanging out on a Friday or Saturday night, heck, why not? That would be awesome. But you could really be using that time better. Now, what I'm saying is don't become, a complete hermit, but rather than trying to look for something to socialize with every single Friday or Saturday night of every month, maybe cut that back to half or a third of that, and maybe you only go out, maybe one weekend a month or one weekend a quarter. Spend the extra time on all those other evenings focusing on that thing that you're trying to accomplish. Work doesn't stop at 5 o'clock when you're trying to be successful. Work keeps on going 24 hours a day until you cannot keep your eyes open anymore. So consider becoming antisocial just for a little while until you've made some major leaps and bounds. What you'll notice about the people that are always social, that are drinking from Wednesday night through Sunday night, is, oftentimes they are stuck in boring dead-end jobs and they don't have the dreams and goals and aspirations that you do. And they're just not making the same progress. That's because you committed to not going out and getting crap priced drunk on a Friday night, and you committed to your success. After becoming antisocial for a while, I'm going to tell you something else that really works well for me when it comes to expediting my knowledge in someone is when I teach it to somebody else. And what I like to think is that every single one of us has knowledge in our fields at different levels. You may be a beginner, just after beginner, a novice, advanced, super advanced, but whatever it is that you want to do well, it's not going to be hard for you to study it for a little while and pick up some very basic skills on it. What you can do then is, after you get either those basic skills or even maybe up at the intermediate level, is start taking what you do know and teaching it to somebody else who was in your position. For me, when I teach somebody else something, it forces me to know it more in depth and forces me to study it a lot more, so I am a better teacher. So take some time and teach what you know to somebody else, and that will expedite the learning process for you and make you better at what you do. And trust me, there are people out there at every single level. There are people there at the level that you were at yesterday, and there's somebody a little bit higher up than you that you'll meet tomorrow. But teach what you know to somebody else, and that will expedite the learning process for you. This is one that people really kind of push back on, this next one, and that's just work more. Yeah, you can work longer hours, you can work smarter hours, but whatever it is, people that succeed faster work more. I'm a big fan of the 7-day work week, meaning that I may not work a solid 40 or 50 hours, but you know what? The weekends to me are just as eligible to be worked on as the weekdays. There are plenty of times where I get up on a Saturday and Sunday morning, I shower and shave just like a regular work day, and I'll sit down and work. That's because I want to get a little bit more ahead of the Patrick that was around yesterday. And I'm not competing against anybody but me. I'm not racing anybody when it comes to the size of my house, the size of my dreams, the size of my income. I am trying to be a better Patrick than I was a week ago. And so to do that, I need to work longer hours. I need to wake up a little bit earlier. I need to work a little bit later, and I need to maybe put in some extra days. Most people won't do this. Most people will crap out on Friday nights and they'll say, screw you, job. I am done for the weekend and I'll see you again Monday morning. You know these kind of people. These are the people that put in 40 hours, 8 to 5, 5 days a week, and outside of that, they don't do jack. Don't be one of those people. Use all 7 days of the week. Use your extra hours. Turn off the darn TV and get the stuff done you want to get done. By default, when you're putting in more hours on something, you can't help but be successful at it. And the last one kind of goes along with that, is that if you want to succeed faster at something, kill your interruptions. Stop watching so much darn TV, stop playing on your phone so much, and just stay off of social media in general. I am a big social media fan. I'm all over social media. I got thousands of followers. Hey, I have as much fun as the next guy on social media, but whenever I'm on social media, more often than not, I am not doing the thing that I should be doing. And so the way I've solved that is I'll schedule my social media time for a fixed amount of time, so I know I get on there and I do what I need to be done, but then I get right back off and get back what needs to be done. Same goes with things like, your phone right here. It's big for me to be able to focus on something, and so I kill all the interruptions on my phone. My phone has no pop-up notifications. My phone has no vibrations. My phone makes no noise whatsoever. Kill your social media. You should stop watching so much TV and buckle down and get to work. The thing about TV is TV likes to tell you that you have to watch it right now, because if you don't, you're going to miss a particular show. Well, guess what? Everything that's on TV has probably been on TV before, and we record every single darn thing. So, you know what? It's not going anywhere. There are very few one-time events on TV. Somebody someplace is recording it. Okay, so we talked about hanging around with people that are higher level than you, committing to one thing for a while, becoming antisocial for a while, teaching people what you know if you want to get better at it faster, work on the weekends, and kill all TV and social media usage. There are probably 500 things I could cover to help you be successful faster, but these are the ones right now that I want you to get started on. And again, remember, most of this is mindset and psychological. If you can commit to these kind of things right here and adjust your mindset to be one that attacks your goals faster, you will not have any problem. But it all starts with here. There was a Will Smith video I watched once that said, deciding is half the battle. Once you decide and you commit, everything else is going to fall in place. If you decide you're going to be successful at something, if you decide you're going to lose weight, if you decide you're going to be fit, or you're going to run a marathon, or you're going to start X business, or you're going to speak X much, everything else is going to fall in place. And if it's not falling in place, you did not commit to what you should have. So spend some time committing and in the mind, and then everything else will fall in place. Trust me, if Will Smith said it's true, it's definitely true. Normally I have a book recommendation for you on the video. I do not this week, so I apologize for that. I really wanted to focus on these tips here. What is coming up next time? Well, we have a business trip to Las Vegas, and then I will be working on next week's video. Probably again going to be something along the lines of business growth or mindset growth. Those are the ones that really trip people up. However, what I also like is your ideas. So I'd like your comments on this video. You can tweet me, Instagram me, Facebook me, text message me at 405-251-2022. That's 405-251-2022, and I will come right here. Also, for a while there, I was very much anti-hashtag. However, I'm going to start hashtagging everything with hashtag stop doing nothing. So look for that, follow that. But also, if you have a question about business or any of this stuff was useful for you, do me a favor, share that all over social media and hashtag it, stop doing nothing. I'll see it, I'll like it, I'll reply to it, and I will reshare it to my followers. And again, don't forget that text message number, 405-251-2022. If this video was useful for me, do me a favor, like this video and share this on social media. Be sure you subscribe on YouTube and on iTunes, because I've got the podcast, and the videos are mirrored over the podcast, so you make sure you get up to date. And as always, visit the website and get on the email list at stopdoingnothing.com. This has been Patrick Almond, ALLMOND, with your weekly video from stopdoingnothing.com and your weekly podcast. Thank you for watching. Send me your questions and get your butt to work. We'll see you in the next video. Take care.